guys, it's Anissa. Welcome back to my channel. I just want to make a little bit of an announcement. I actually just started a beauty Instagram page. I'm going to be doing giveaways on there, makeup looks of the day, project pans, a lot of hair care, a lot of skincare, just basically anything that I'm not going to be posting on YouTube will be over there. I will leave the link down in the description box for that if that's something you would be interested in looking at. In today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing 10 things that every curly girl needs in their life. These are going to be products, tools, just a little bit of everything. It took me a long time to figure out that I needed all these things. I feel like my hair would not be the same if I didn't have one of them. Everything kind of works as a cohesive team, and I just want to share with you guys what I have learned over the past few years. If you're interested to see what products I think you should have as a curly girl, then keep on watching. The first product slash tool that I want to talk about is the Denman Brush, and I'm sure if you are a curly girl, you have heard of the good old and faithful Denman Brush. The cool thing about these is that they come in a lot of different sizes. They have different row sizes, different lengths. They do make knockoffs of these. I'm not really sure why, because I don't even think I paid this much for this one. What is so cool about this brush, other than a comb or a regular hairbrush that you're going to use, is it actually is super amazing at defining your curls. I will insert a video. The cool thing about a Denman brush is that if you are someone who is kind of transitioning, or if you're just getting into doing your natural hair, you can train your curls to do what you want them to do and kind of make really pretty ringlets. This is like the best thing that you can use to do that besides finger coiling, and it's a little bit faster than finger coiling. What this does is it clumps your curls together, and it's going to give you a lot of definition. The only downside is that it does come with a lot of shrinkage. I didn't even realize how long my hair was until I stopped using this, which is the one downside. When I started using just my fingers and my hands, I was like, oh my gosh, my hair is so much longer than what I thought it was. I will actually use this on specific parts of my hair. Say I'm running product through my hair when I am styling it for the first time and the curls just aren't doing them what I want them to do. I will use this, take the section, run my hair through this, break up the clumps and elongate them by just running my fingers through them. So I kind of do a little bit of a mix sometimes, and sometimes I just don't use it at all. But I have found that when I don't use this, my wash and go does not last as long. You know, you kind of win some and lose some. Next is the good and old faithful spray bottle. I'm sure all of you have one. If not, you need to get one. I just used to use my hands under the sink, put water on my hands and rub it through my hair. It's just not the same. You have a lot of control as to how much water you want on your hair when you're refreshing it. I split my hair into two sections, spray it on my hair, put my leave-in in, and then I'm done. Versus where I found when I was using just my hands in the sink, my hair was getting a lot wetter than it needed to. Cool thing about this type of spray bottle, which I got from Sally's, is that it's a more continuous misty than if you were to just get a regular spray bottle. I think I paid no more than $10 for this, and it has lasted me a really long time. But I do have a backup, because the last one I had, I used to drop it a lot and the top came off, and then this started to not work. I also want to mention that nothing in this video individually is going to be more than $20. It's not like you're investing in a Dyson that's a $500 hair dryer. Next, a conditioner with good slip. I guess the best way I can explain this, and you can watch my Function of Beauty video, basically I have completely redone my hair regimen as far as it comes to the products that I'm using, not so much the tools. My big thing was just using products that are clean, don't have a lot of icky ingredients in them and stuff. I believe that long term when it comes to your hair versus short term, just to get a good pretty wash and go, you can get a good pretty wash and go and also use good clean products. You just have to look for them. But the one product I do make an exception for is this Aussie 3-Minute Miracle Deep Conditioner. When I get in the shower, and if I don't do a pre-poo, this one and then the regular conditioner are the only things that I have found I don't have to use an excessive amount to get all my tangles out of my hair. This product has really good slip. I also make an exception because it's not like I'm letting it sit in my hair. I detangle my hair, wash this out, then I use my scalp scrub, shampoo, and then I use my conditioner that I let sit in my hair and actually moisturize my hair. Herbal Essence, they have a really good one too. The next two things are going to be oils. A lot of curly girls do not realize that, you know, just because you're putting an oil in your hair, you're not doing it with intention. So there's there's two different types of oils. There's a sealing oil and a moisturizing oil. The difference between a sealing oil and a moisturizing oil is a moisturizing oil is actually going to go into your hair shaft and penetrate into the hair and actually moisturize, versus a sealing oil does not have that ability to go into your hair shaft and moisturize the hair. It kind of just locks in moisture and it coats the hair. My probably number one sealing oil is coconut oil, but the great thing about coconut oil is that it seals and it can moisturize at the same time, and that's the only oil that can do both. Say you're just putting oil in your hair, you put Jamaican black castor oil on your hair. Your hair isn't going to be moisturized at all. The only thing that's going to do is if you had any moisture in your hair, which you didn't because you didn't put anything in it, it's not going to do anything for you except for seal it. One thing a sealing oil does is it does not allow anything out and it doesn't allow anything in. That's why it's so important to have a good leave-in, which I will talk about next, because the leave-in is going to be like your main source of moisturization, and then that sealant is going to lock all that moisture in and it's not going to let any of it come out, and it's not going to let anything else come in. Jojoba oil is really good for sealing because it replicates sebum, which is the natural oil that your scalp makes. So your hair really loves jojoba oil because it thinks that it's the natural stuff. And like I said, coconut oil can be used as both, but never put a sealing oil on your hair if you do not have anything else in your hair. Next are moisturizing oils. So these are the oils that are actually going to be able to go into your hair and moisturize your hair and actually penetrate the hair shaft. So you could even use a leave-in, a moisturizing oil, and then a sealant, because that sealant is so important because you don't want any of that moisture that you just put into your hair to be able to escape. So that's why it's really important to use two. I know before I was using one, I think in my last curly hair routine, because I didn't know any better. Next, probably the most underrated thing I feel like people need is hair clips. And I got these hair clips from Sally's. What I like about these is that it's not textured on the bottom, but then the top it is able to like keep all your hair in. If you have ever used a regular hair clip for, basically a hair clip for like Caucasian people, my hair always gets super tangled in them, and like I try to take it out and I yank my hair out because it gets caught. But with these are like a little bit more heavy duty, and they're made to hold a lot of hair but also not get tangled at the same time. So I will leave these down in the description. These are from Color Track and they come in like a 6-pack, but these are absolutely amazing if you're trying to section, style, do a braid out, twist out, anything like that. Definitely invest in some good hair clips because it will just make your life a lot easier. This is probably the most important thing. If you do not have anything else, you need a ride or die leave-in / styling cream. So like I was saying earlier, it's so important to have a good styling cream and a good leave-in, because that is going to be your main source of moisture if you are not using a moisturizing oil. I do the log method, so I do leave-in oil gel. My absolute favorite styler of all time is the Shea Moisture Coconut and Hibiscus Curl Enhancing Smoothie. This is actually a really thick product. I've said this in so many of my videos because I've talked about this so many times. If you are somebody that has tried this and you don't like it, use the curl styling milk. It's basically the same thing, literally the same thing as this, just a thinner version. So if your hair is a little bit thinner, don't use this because it's just gonna weigh your hair down. Make sure you're using the products that are made for your hair type. Make sure you have a really good moisturizing leave-in styling cream because it's going to be your main source of moisture and nutrition for your hair. Next, I have two different options for this next topic. It's so important to deep condition your hair. If you are not deep conditioning your hair, girl, I don't know what you're doing. I have used two different types of methods. Number one would be to get a actual blow drying heat cap. It's just a cap that you put on your head and you connect it to your blow dryer, and it will directly take that heat to your scalp. Or you can just use some of these disposable shower caps. They don't work as well as the actual heat cap, but these trap in the natural heat that radiates from your head, and that's going to help open up your hair shaft and really let the deep conditioner get in there. And I think a lot of us think that heat is so bad for your hair, but the one thing it is good for is when you're deep conditioning, it just intensifies the deep conditioner and lets it work a little bit better than what it would if you were just to let it sit on its own. And also what this does is keeps the product wet. So it's kind of like with bleach. When bleach dries out, it stops working. It's the same thing with deep conditioner. Say you just have it up in a bun and you don't have a heat cap on. Once that deep conditioner is dried and it kind of has like a hard cast on it, it's not working anymore. I really get my hair super wet when I get that deep conditioner in there because it also makes it easier for the deep conditioner to just really really slip right into your hair. Next, the thing that has saved me so many times when I have been woken up late for school is a silk pillowcase. I recommend this even if you have straight hair because silk pillowcases have so many more benefits just beyond your hair. They're really, really good for your face because a cotton pillowcase actually collects bacteria and holds all that in and is really rough on your face, versus this, a silk pillowcase, it doesn't hold bacteria, so it's really good for preventing acne, and also your face just slips and slides on it, so there's not really any tugging. It's just to prevent premature wrinkling or anything like that. Also, this has been such a lifesaver when I have woken up late for school because my hair doesn't look the best when I wake up, but I can kind of shake it around and it'll eventually settle down a little bit. So yes, even if you don't have curly hair, I would 100% recommend using these. And also they stay really cold at night. I'm going to contradict myself just a tad, but hear me out. I know I just said cotton is really, really bad for your hair. The one thing it is really good at is using a cotton t-shirt to dry your hair when you get out of the shower is so much better than using a towel. And I'm sure you guys have known this. I think I have been forced to use a towel on my hair probably 2 times in the last 3 years, and I just could not help but cringe and think about how awful using a towel is on your hair. It's going to cause a lot of frizz because those little loops, what they do, they catch onto your hair and they'll snag and they'll pull. It's going to cause a lot of breakage, which is going to cause dead ends. Versus a cotton pillowcase, it's going to soak up all that moisture and you don't have to deal with any texture that's going to rough your hair up or anything like that, and it keeps the hair really smooth. Alright guys, I think that's all that I have for today's video. If you want to hear more curly hair tips, I am going to put a playlist together, a short little playlist of all the little hair videos that I have done. I just did a video, 15 curly hair tips that every curly girl needs to know, so I will link that right up here, and I'll also put it in the description box. If there's any specific video that you guys want me to do relating to curly hair, then please let me know. Like I said, don't forget to check out that Instagram page if that's something that you would be interested in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.